We will have a panel discussion, and would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you our panel speakers. At first, we have Andrew Smithhurst of Gencar Shipping from the United Kingdom. We have Carlos Figuera of CYG Freight Forwarder joining us from Mexico. And we have Ras Masood of Reliance Freight Systems from the UAE. Good morning from Canada to all of you. I'm very glad to have you with us today, this morning. Thank you for your time. So before we start with a couple of questions, would like to take this opportunity for you to introduce yourselves. Maybe we could start with Andrew. Please introduce your company and what is your business activity specifically in sea freight.
Okay, thank you, Niels. My name's Andrew Smithhurst. I do know quite a few people already in the network from being in the industry for many, many years. I'm representing Gencar Shipping in the UK. Gencar is a company formed in 1978, so 43 years old, has around 50 employees, and is based in the north of England in a place called Wakefield, which is very close to Leeds. The predominant part of the business for Gencar is FCL business, hence the reason why we've joined NORTHSTAR. Mainly an FCL export company. We have 2 warehouses in the UK. Our split of business at the moment is 80% exports and 20% imports. And the main trade lanes are the Far East, Middle East and Indian subcontinent. We also have a car department specializing in FCL exports by car. And we're pleased to say that we are one of the sponsors of the first face-to-face meeting next year in Thailand, with silver package and lanyard sponsorship we've done as Gencar. So we really look forward to attending that meeting. I will be there with Barry, who's with us today, who's the sales manager of Gencar. And yeah, we look forward to seeing everybody in Thailand, meeting face to face and doing some good business within the network.
Absolutely, yes, thank you, Andrew. And I'd also like to extend our thanks to Gencar and welcome to the group. And thank you for the sponsorship for the upcoming in-person meeting. We very much look forward to having you there with us. And I'm sure everyone else will also look forward to meeting you there in person. Carlos, could you introduce yourself, please? Please unmute yourself as well. Thank you.
I think I got it. Hello, good evening, Hong Kong. First of all, I would like to thank you, the NORTHSTAR team, for inviting me to this discussion panel. A special thanks for Niels, Christian, Mashi, and CJ that they helped me to be with you in this discussion panel. My name is Carlos Figueroa, General Director of CYG Logistics. Our core business is an international freight forwarder, offering the most common service like FCL, LCL, air freight, custom broker, warehouse in the most important cities in Mexico for all the service for import and export. Since the beginning of COVID-19 in Mexico, which was in February 2020, our company dedicates sales to improve and adding new services like quality inspections, advisor office for both import and export. And also we start a business-to-business platform connection between companies for make trading in different countries in Mexico and Latin America. The name of this business-to-business platform is Global Supplier Alliance. Also, we have a product distribution in the Texas area of the United States. Currently, our company has his own office in Laredo, Texas, Ningbo, China, and Mexico, serving any type of mercancy that is required to be imported, exported, or commercialized in Mexico and Latin America. With this brief introduction, I take the opportunity to invite you to join our business-to-business platform, Global Supplier Alliance, which is free, and our main object is to be able to trade in products in Mexico and in Latin America. We currently have a distribution network in each of the countries. As a logistic operator, we add an additional service, earning a certain commission for the sale and manage the logistic of the product that we can commercialize. So if you need more information for global supply lines or CYG logistics, I'm glad to serve you. Thank you, Niels.
Great, fantastic. Thank you, Carlos. Ras, please introduce yourself.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. This is Ras Masood. I'm from Reliance Freight System, Dubai, UAE. We are 25 years old company. I started with only 3 people. Now we have a team of 250 people working with us. We are quite strong in FCL, LCL, air, as well as logistics. We have offices in UAE, Oman, Jordan, and Qatar as well. But our headquarters is in Dubai. So we manage, our FCL, mostly, negotiation with the shipping lines and, contracts from our headquarters in Dubai. Our 70% business is imports and 30% is exports. We are taking quite a good share, we talk about 2020 till 21, as the shipping business is booming. We also take a good share in the market and developing quite well in this trade lane.
Okay. Yes, Ras. Thank you very much for your introduction. Did you want to add anything else to your introduction today, or was that it?
We are also, as a
Ras, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm there. You can hear me? Hello? You can hear?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we are also, not only a freight forwarder, we also deal as a custom clearance agent. We also deal in LCL and other product as well.
Thank you, Ras. I think we've lost Niels, actually.
Niels is, yeah. There is a pause.
Okay, so let me just take over this then. David, maybe we can flash on the next question, or the first question, actually.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay, Niels, go ahead and take over, please.
Yes, I don't know what's happening here with my internet. Anyway, sorry for that. Ras, actually, I wanted to continue with Ras.
Yeah.
If you're able to, how is the current Delta variant actually affecting the reopening of your business, and particularly your economy, your area? Has it any effect at all, actually?
Of course, yeah. As in 2020, it was affected a lot. Nobody knows what is going to happen, in coming month or year. But thinking, the governments of all the areas, even in the UAE also, they take precautions, make sure that we, take the vaccinations quite, soon. Dubai is almost 100% vaccinated. So we are quite well in this way, affected, but not too much. We closed for only short period of time in UAE, but we started, maybe from September onwards in a full flow from 2020 itself, 70% office and 30% home, and then in the next few months in 2021, it is 100% allowed to work from office. Yes, of course there is a problem with maintaining distance and of course wearing masks. This is the only restriction we have.
Okay.
In terms of business, it affected, but there are, and since there is increase in the shipping booming in the shipping business, we also get out of this some of the good business in the situations. And as under our umbrella, the Freight Summit happened one of the first meeting after COVID. I think so. This is one of the good example that we freight forwarders are there in the market and we can deal with any situations.
Yeah, that's right. I did have the impression that the UAE manages the situation very proactively overall, and let me say the impact on the business of freight was not exactly visible, at least not on the surface of it. So I would say in general, you have done a pretty impressive job at keeping it going for everyone. So thanks, Ras, for that.
Correct.
Carlos, how is the situation for you currently with regards to the variant specifically, and does it have an impact on let me say the reopening?
Yeah, I think this is a very good question. Currently in Mexico and Latin America, we continue suffering the consequence of the first wave of COVID-19. As we know in previous months, the closure of ports rate with the highest historic levels, lack of containers, lack of personnel in the land area, congested seaports, and there are not enough ships, there are not enough containers, and there are too many delays at the ports to get in and out. This affects logistic chain. In Latin America, we remain the mercy of China. As you know, is the most important country here in Mexico, which has imposed strict rules to control the spread of new waves of the virus. When there are outbreaks in certain places, production is delayed and the delivery time is being extended. Each time a factory closes, each time a port closes, some importer is left without delivery and some consumer is left without their products. So this is a very, very bad news for us. The pandemic, I think it caused all kinds of imbalance in the supply chain, ranging from a shortage of raw materials. Much of this situation is a hangover from last year. When companies reduced their purchases, when they saw the first lockdowns, many trucking firms also reduced this operation. But when demand resurfaced in many parts of the world, the shipping system wasn't prepared to respond to this resurgence. If we add to the temporary closure of port terminals in China, or the closure of factories in countries such as India, Vietnam, or Bangladesh, due to the pandemic, the puzzle is very complicated. I think around the 80% of the goods we consume in the world are transported by sea, which is I believe that will really continue until 22. This is I think is going to be the most important things in Mexico.
I see. Thank you, Carlos. Andrew, how is the situation in the UK? I see UK actually has done a decent job at reopening as well and vaccinating quite fast. So is there any immediate effect on the reopening of business with regards to the variants now?
Not really, Neil. So I was talking to Barry earlier about this, and we've obviously gone through various lockdowns like a lot of people, but over the last few months, we had, I think it was in July last year, we had what was called Freedom Day. So we have 0 restrictions now. We have no masks, we have no social distancing. So life is almost back to normal. You don't need a COVID certificate to go in a restaurant, a bar, anything. So the whole situation in the UK and certain parts of Europe is very positive at the moment. Obviously, we're not 100% vaccinated like Raz mentioned, but we're almost at 90% now. Most people have had both vaccinations. Older people like me will be having a booster very shortly, so we get a third dose. So we are managing the situation quite well. The number of cases is still quite high. You know, it's averaging about 30,000 per day. So there's still a lot of COVID around in the UK, but I think most people have accepted that we have to accept it's going to be there and carrying on as normal. So as far as the business is concerned, you know, when your question was when it gets back to normal, I would say in Europe at the moment it is almost back to normal.
Right. Yeah. That was my impression when I was in Europe as well. It was good to see, and I was there, or kind of heard about how the UK completely dropped everything and the Freedom Day and everything. It was good to see that a country is taking that step actually forward. It gives us all a little bit more hope, right, for the way forward. Andrew, since I'm with you, how do you manage actually the sea freight space in current times?
Well, again, I had a chat with Barry about this to find out exactly how Gencar are doing this. With 80% of the business being export, we've found that working with certain shipping lines that are good on communication has really helped. He mentioned that WOCL, Hamburg, Southern, Maersk are quite easy to deal with in the UK, and people like Hapag, CMA, and Evergreen are not as easy to work with. You know, you find very different types of flexibility from the shipping lines. The problem is it still takes 4 times as long to process the booking as it used to before, because none of the lines have space or equipment or availability. So it is difficult. But I suppose in answer to your question, it is to try to have a better relationship and better communication with the shipping lines that are willing to work with you. He did also mention that we think it will get worse before Christmas as the run up to Christmas happens. Right. But generally speaking, the answer to your question is to have good communication with a handful of shipping lines.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. And Carlos, how is it with you? I assume it's fairly similar. Is it relationship based with carriers? And do you have a direct line or hotline to carriers where you can, let me say, easily book cargo, or do you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get equipment as well?
Well, here in Mexico is different. Our company made several strategies. The first one, we have given ourselves the task for informing of our clients the worldwide logistics situation, trying to explain the great problem that we are currently facing. The reason of the high rates, and they really understand that even paying a high rate, we can ensure the maritime space. So as you know, all the carriers are with extreme rates, and the final client doesn't understand why. If he have the money, but he has no space, so it's very difficult to explain this situation to this client. Another thing we do with some frequently customers, we made an advance booking, in some cases in 2 months in advance. We can ensure the space, but we're trying to get a better service for our clients. This strategy we can make because we have a good relation with some carriers. As you know, we can pay to get the carriers a protection space. In some cases, the payments don't have a lot of rollovers, but it's the same questions. We can pay the protection, but we don't have the insurance of the space. So it's a very problem with us. The other point we advise our clients so that they can make a LCL freights shipments. Generally offers the advantage, so as a handling a warranty-based load with facilities to negotiate for a longer rate and validity of the contract. That means many people here in Mexico are promote the LCL service because the sea freights are very, very expensive right now. We need the goods, but we don't have the money to buy it. So we have talked with the clients and say, okay, you have these urgent goods, move LCL. We made a contract with the carriers, and we try to protect this kind of business. When I'm personally talk, the best option is talk with each one of the customers and explain the actual situation. Talk with honestly and don't give them a promise that we can handle it. This is my opinion of this kind.
Okay, thank you, Carlos. Interesting strategy you're applying there. And Ras, how are you managing space from the UAE, from Dubai?
This is the most difficult question. It is tough. I'm sure everyone is facing the similar problem, tough situations. But as my other distinguished guest mentioned, it's all relationship. Of course, relationship with the guys, shipping guys, we are working for ages with the similar shipping lines. Relationship also, we make sure that we may make an advance booking. We know our sectors, so we make advance booking. And of course, there is a cargo in the market. If you have a space, you can get the business. And also we, as you all know, that there are some of the shipping line are giving spot rates. So we have a team, we rotate the team in the shift. which can work from day to in the afternoon or night also, even to try to, book the space with the shipping line whenever it is open with the spot situations as well. So it is tough, but we are trying to, find out the ways. There are ways, there is a key for every lock. So we find out the ways to how to get this done.
I guess flexibility is key there. Yes, thanks,
flexibility,
Russ.
yes, flexibility is the key, yes. And of course, relationships sometimes paid off.
Yeah, I fully understand. Russ, are you in your team? This is part of the last question. Are you in your team, everyone working back in the office full time, or are there still staff members that are working from home partially? How does it look right now for you?
No, we are 100% in office for last, almost, if you talk about almost 8 months, we are 100% in office. So there is no restriction in Dubai about this situation, but we are geared up. We know in case if, by God forbid, if some situation comes, we know how to manage this, situations. We know which staff is good to work from the back end and which staff is good to work from the office. So we can manage. And as of now in the UAE, Dubai is all 100% in office.
That's great to hear. Thank you. Carlos, how about for you? Are you working from home, or is your office and your staff working, everybody back at the office?
No, well, in the first point of COVID-19 and the few months ago, the last year, many people have a home office. But right now, we are in the office right now. I saw working home office. It's, I think it will be a good one because we saw with our employees when they work in home office, they are good, good work. So I think it's this kind of work, it will be better in some cases. Right now, we are working here in the office because the operation teams, the pricing team are working here in the office. So I think it's better.
Okay, great. And Andrew, I assume for you in the UK, everybody's working back in the office?
They are, Niels, yes. Here at Gencar, everybody's now back in the office. I think your question was, will remote working be, something that happens in the future? I think definitely yes. From a personal point of view, I was recently in Holland, and the company that I went to meet had lost 10 staff out of the industry due to stress levels, not due to competition or anything. And the lady who's running the company just said to me that we will, if somebody now wants to work from home 100%, if we can get those staff, we will take them on. I think generally in the industry, there's a lot of vacancies about. There's not so many good people looking to move jobs because of how COVID's affected things. And of course, there's higher wage demands now. So it's very difficult to get good staff. So I think you have to have a flexible approach. So if you interview somebody and they want to work part-time from home, you have to be a little bit more flexible about it, which would probably have not been considered before COVID. But in answer to your question, 90% of the people are now back in the office.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Ed. It's a good insight. Yes, I agree with you. I think, again, here, flexibility is key if we want to find and attract the right talent, and they're making requests of partially working from home, then this is something we have to consider. And anyway, we've been forced into that situation over the last few months and somewhat proven that it works, that we can make it successful in certain ways. So I'm guessing different countries and different companies will have different approaches to this. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for your valuable input and for your time today.